In the upper right, in the red, folks, he is for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. In this Team Kill Grand Finals, it's herO. In the upper left, though, in the blue, taking down Classic 2-0, it is Dark. And actually, both players managed to take a 2-0. In on their route to the finals, herO took down Sue 2-0, Dark took down Classic 2-0. And actually a pretty interesting, to be totally honest, a pretty interesting setup. As Dark jukes it out. Or just herO took a slower setup. But ooh, look at what the Dark's doing here. Is he going for a proxy hatch? His pool is not on the way. Remember, folks, creep spreads a little faster off the hatch when you start it. Oh, okay. So there he's going to block the natural. The really interesting thing is normally when you go for this, it's you take the third natural at home, or you take the third hatch at home. It's the second natural that gets proc, or the second base that gets proxied. But Dark's able to sneak that in, play a more efficient setup, and this is just to block the natural, by the way. There's no spawning pool. There are going to be no roaches out of this. This is a purely harassment-based, I guess, proxy hatch. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but it's so early. It's not going to get up. This is not for roaches or anything like that. This, again, is just to delay the natural of herO as long as he can. And also, hey, you get zealots out. You force units out early from here that he doesn't want to spend, and he does have to complete the wall. He has to get that gateway that ideally he would wait on for a while. So he gets the zealot. He pulls probes off the line. He has to get a second gateway. That's all pretty damn expensive, and does put Dark in a decent position as the game goes on. And also, his natural's at his natural. He doesn't have to deal with the resource loss of sending drones from the main base to the third. Yeah, I know Bakano Proto. I know they don't work like that. But you can't just have a seeding pool, or you can't just have a data set of like 1,000 artists. Royalties won't matter at that point. It's going to be, you know, fractions of 1,000th of a cent for everything sold. It's just not going to be worth doing. So if there's some way to do better attribution. But anyway, adepts will show up. Trying to get these lings, because if you have less than 4 lings really per adept at the early game, it actually does unlock the adepts to make something happen. But with the queens down and the lings well spread, it's not going to be all that much. 1 ling falls, but that's just about it. And here's going for a quick Twilight. Okay. No Stargate. And this is, of course, a reaction to what Dark has done to him. He's trying to be a little bit more obnoxious. As, oh, lings. Actually, this was a decent amount of lings. 16 lings. 8 drones worth. Made in the early game as the adepts. They shade in, they shade out, they shade all around, they wiggle all about, and they will not deny the creep tumor, which herO thought about. But is this just gonna, oh, you know what, this might be 3 gate glaives. Okay, we're on 2 gates right now. 3rd gate is on the way. Twilight is just about done. And if this is 3 gate glaives, I would, there we go, glaives on the way. Okay, it's just gonna be, oh, boring. This is boring. 3 gate glaives has been a cool idea, as this one adept will fall. Where I know I talk about this a lot, but I'm going to keep talking about it because it is a concept that I find interesting. Where you go 3 gate, you get a 3rd base, and you still force a similar reaction from the Zerg. You just don't commit to it as hard as, there we go. That's the 2nd adept going down, but no more than that. But okay, this is less boring. We're okay. No 3rd base on the way, so herO will have to get damage done, but glaives are on the way. Dark Shrine on the way behind this as well. So did Dark get okay, Dark didn't get spores. I don't know that he necessarily will. The timing that for standard spore defense is kind of gone. And realistically, he did enough damage that he's gonna see these adepts. I don't know that he's gonna get spores. And then the Dark Templar may be pretty powerful. We do of course have a gateway going down on the bottom side. More adepts warping in on the bottom side there. So this actually could be problematic here. There is no lair, folks. This is, I think this is going to be a dead. Okay, good recall there, but Adepts, a lot of them will go down. How many? So 2 Adepts went down, but here come the Dark Templar. 3 of them at a time. Overlord's not going to see much of anything, and folks, oh no, that's a Spine and a Spore. Okay, now I guess that was scouted. This may be a dead third base. The Queens do not have much energy. DT's looking to run in now, but I don't know that herO knows that Dark does not have the detection. Nice job there trying to just block this out, and actually the run distance may be far enough that these DTs don't get anything done whatsoever. Lings look for the surround, trying to wall those out. Baneling's trying to make the connection. Blind connections here. Is it going to work out? No, it will not. Oh, he does. He gets 2 of them. Well played. Dark, sometimes you're just disgusting. I can't remember the last time I saw that. That's actually technically possible, but the only times I really see that is when it's DTs in the late game or something and they kill a Bane and it knocks things down anyways. The blind Baneling connections on the Dark Templar to kill them off is actually so cool. And now herO's kind of dead in this game. It is 6:30. The third base is only halfway done. Baneling's now getting morphed in, +1 just about done, and we're just going to see Lings and Banes across the map. Now, there are Archons, to be sure, but it's 1 Archon, and the surrounds can be rather nice. Banelings are going to get kited out for the moment, and actually, well done here by herO. Oh, herO's actually taking advantage of the single wide gap. Archons being useful, but now they're going to get surrounded, moving in on every side, and yes, technically this is an excellent anti-Ling army, but the problem is the surrounds are just too damn good. But as I say that, the Lings are starting to get shredded. The Archon staying alive. Good micro there from herO, and the DT makes things happen. Lings and Banes all go down, and suddenly this is not bad for herO anymore. He's got a bunch of Adepts shading forward. More Lings have to get made. The Spire, or excuse me, the Lair is not yet done. There's no anti-Archon tech. No anti I guess there's anti-Adept tech because you have Banes, but this is a pretty good setup for herO all of a sudden. That attack from Dark got nothing done. It's crazy to go for that too with no detection. You would think that he would know that, well, okay, I got the good connection once, I'm fine. So Dark, at least now he has detection. He's got his 4th base done. He's only on 64 drones though. Oh, okay, it's gonna have to be another recall on these Adepts, but +1 Lings means that I think like 2 of them get out. So that's good at the very least for Dark. He knocks down a lot of the map pressure that herO has been able to build for himself. And herO, though, he is advancing in his tech. He's got +1 on the way. He's got charge. The big deal. He's only on single robo, but he does have a robo bay now. He can add on these disruptors, which are of course incredible for dealing with Banelings and dealing with Roaches and Ravagers and things like that. But Dark, he's not interested in taking this in the mid game. He's not interested in taking this in the late game, or really even dealing with disruptors for the most part. We've got a Nidus network on the way, and Dark is set up. He's got a Changeling, he's got an Overseer, and this Nidus is going to pop up in the main base, or like that pocket base of herO, and his herO is set up to defend the 3rd base. He's set up to defend the 4th base, although army's there right now. It's going to take a moment for him to get over to this. And with more and more Lings, more and more Roaches here, the 1-2 aiming coming in from Dark right now may just be a little bit too powerful to bear. Although these Lings they're not going to get much done, but it is a very good scout. Telling Dark exactly where the army is. So Overseer, there we go. Takes advantage of the high ground vision, goes in the main base, couple Roaches, really more Lings than anything else in herO. Is he responding? He's not. No, he's not. He's not taking a look in the main base at all. He's responding. He's rotating to deal with the 4th base where the main army of Dark is going. But the Nidus in the main, you got to deal with that one too. 2nd Nidus goes down here as well. Lings they got on top of the one important thing. This pylon's going to go down, and that is 4 depowered gateways. There's not a lot here. Meanwhile, Roaches find their way onto the 3rd base. Shield Battery River Church, I think, was briefly popped, but it's dead almost immediately. So the 4th base has been breached. Main base actually is that the no, okay, the Nidus is, or the Nexus is not down, but Lings and Roaches are starting to spill right on through. And herO, folks, I think he's dead. Roaches, that's a nice shot there. They will go down, but imagine if the nerf hadn't happened, there would be more of them. Lings now knocking down all the pylons. Gateways have actually died here as well. Defensive DTs are going to have to save the day, and they will for now, but there's nothing to defend the 4th base. So Dark, He gets damage done in the main, although Disruptor, okay, it's not going to get much done. Targeted down there. There we go. It's not going to get anything. The big deal, of course, is these Dark Templar. And the fact that the Overseer, well, okay, there it is. But the army in the main bases started to go down well enough. Even still, Dark finds his value. And that force field does not prevent things from going out. So Dark finds his value. He gets the fourth base. He gets workers, although not as many as he could have wanted. But the big deal, there's round 2 to this. We didn't talk about this. The Spire's on the way. 14 mutas getting made. And what do you got a couple Archons? Yeah, Archons are good against mutas, but he's never going to fight them. As a nice split there on the Roaches. Disruptor gets really as much as it can. Another Nidus pops up at the front. More Lings, more Roaches. But it's 21 mutas on the way, folks. herO is... This goes back to the early game. And how his Adept pressure really didn't get... Or his DT pressure really didn't get all that much done. And then that on top of the proxy high or the proxy hatch didn't get much. It really is just all... It's not sunshine. It's just all sadness and woe. For herO at this point, as he kills one Archon and just into the main base he will go. Although the Archons are here, so the mutas do have to be some level of capable. Please kill that Warp Prism. Please kill that Warp Prism. No, Archons are there, so the mutas, they fly away. And they don't have upgrades. It doesn't matter, though, because Dark takes game number 1. In the upper right, in the red, in fact. He's down a game in this series off a proxy hatch and failed DTs and many other things. It's herO. His opponent in the bottom left in the blue. He's up a game. Can he make it 2? Can he just start to dominate once again for DPG? Dark. And man, folks, you should see my setup. You should see my positioning right now. So my laptop is on my right side. I have a mouse pad right in front of me. And it's a right-hand mouse. So as I do zoom in, zoom outs for player intros, my left hand is actually doing the rotate. So I'm like all twisted all over myself trying to do these player intros. But once again, we will see Dark get his natural where he wants it, which is interesting. The meta of blocking the Zerg hatch has been such a thing for so long that it's actually kind of surprising. That being said, this was early pool from Dark. This was not hatch first, and the probe would have been ready to cancel that. And instead, the probe scouts that it was, in fact, pool first coming out of the DPG Zerg. So herO understands that he does have to, in fact, wall off his natural. He does have to do fun things like that. And get ready to defend. So Zealot now getting built. One Zealot already ready. Second one on the way, which is really where the hold starts to happen. Well, realistically, the hold starts to happen in earnest once you have the Adepts. But even still. Oh, no. herO, he tried to fish it out, but he does get one Ling around. Even still, there's a second. He finds his way into the wall, and second Zealot gets out, and maybe that's not as bad for herO as I thought it was. Both as Zealots stay alive, Lings go down, and herO's fine. He should be able to start his natural whenever he wants, but for right now, he wants to get these Adepts out. He wants to be able to run across the map with the Zealots, with the Adepts, and really force a lot more Lings out of Dark. He wants to force Dark to not drone up hard behind this, not to just sit there and be able to do whatever he wants. And that is the big punish we're looking at when we look at how a 12 pool tends to go. The Zerg runs across, they get somewhere between 8 and 12 Lings. In this case, Dark made, I think, 8? Yeah, Dark made 8. So as the Adepts find their way across, and actually, you know what? I think he could have committed there, but he chooses not to. Now, Shades will go forward once again, really trying to find where the Lings are, trying to see how many of them there are. And Dark certainly has been... Well, actually, no, those were the Lings he made earlier, I think. And that's just about the right number. So, herO's not going to commit too hard. And interestingly, he doesn't send the Zealots onto the other side of the map, which is normally what you want to do. No, they're still on the wall. But herO now, his natural just about done. And his yes, Dark has eclipsed his worker count, but that will start to come back pretty quickly. Dark's third base is actually, it's going to take forever. I love what herO's done, by the way. He just put an Adept on each prospective third base. There's no way that this is ever going to get up all that quickly. Adepts will not complete their shades. And just there's an Adept sitting there on where the third base is going to be. Although herO gives the position up. I probably could have tanked a couple more queen shots, but. Anyways. herO now knows exactly what the third base timing is. He's able to chrono out all his probes. He's got an Oracle on the way behind this. He's getting ready to go into a much happier mid game. Man, the two kittens are just very visible on the other side of the desk from me. They're currently decided that they are the world's worst enemies, and they're tussling in the cutest way. But Oracle now from herO is going to dive. And that being said, despite the situation that Dirk finds himself in with that 12 pool not really working, the Oracle takes a lot of damage and does not get that much done to it. It gets 3 kills, but 2 of them are lings. And this is not going to... It's going to be hard to harass with this Oracle from here on out. Yeah, you can build your shields back, but not a ton of shields, all things considered. Meanwhile, herO, of course, his third base just about done. And the interesting thing is, well, actually, no, he has gone triple oracles. It's okay. So where are... Oh, okay, there's the Oracle in the main base. Okay. So it's kind of surprising to see herO go and have 2 Oracles at home. One on the other side of the map. Normally it's the other way around, but I guess herO kind of has the read that, yes, he would like to get damage done. That is always very nice. He's only killed 1 drone thus far, but realistically, he's in a very good spot. Dark is only just barely now eclipsing him in worker count at 547. So herO, as long as he just survives, his economy is going well enough. He didn't take much damage from the 12 pool. The timing he's going to hit with charge and a Warp Prism and some Dark Templar or Archons, but if he decides to morph them, is actually going to be very powerful. And Oracles, now they run across the map. 1 Queen will go down. They're going to get a second one here as well. Queen actually runs back to the high ground to try to get transfused, and it will be able to do so. So the Queen stays alive. Oracle 1 goes down, but 2 still are here as they try to find a different angle, and they will. So workers continue to fall, and herO again shows us. And actually, wait a minute, the Spore unburrows. That's got to be a misclick there from Dark. Not what you want. herO again shows us just how damn good his Oracle micro is. He got 7 workers. He got a Queen. Well, 6 workers, I guess. And yeah, he lost an Oracle for it, but on the balance of things, that's worth it. And he's got this charge. He's got a Warp Prism on the way behind this. And again, folks, I am tickled by the fact that we're not seeing the impact of these changes. For whatever reason, every single PvZ that I have been able to cast has been one where the changes are just not coming into effect. No Hydras, no Broodlords, shield battery overcharge. We're not seeing that maybe allow things to poke through. I mean, technically, I guess we're always seeing the creep change, but that's about it. More Dark Templar are, of course, warping in. It's going to be a 3rd Archon, I think. Yeah, there we go. 3rd Archon is on the way. More Zealots are going to warp in behind this. And this pressure from herO has promised. We have 8 Roaches, more on the way. So that's a decent army coming in from Dark at the moment. Baneling Nest is done now, but all right, is he ready? Dark up 10 army supply here. Archons, they're going to find an Overlord at the very least. Briefly supply blocking Dark as more and more Zealots get warped in. But as the Banelings arrive, that's a little bit fun. Lings from the right side, but they're not going to get much of anything. They get 1 Zealot to their name, but now the Banelings are done. Zealots, how good are the splits? And you know what? They're okay. But the Banelings make good connections anyways, and Lings on the backside, they're going to clean this one up rather easily indeed. But where's our warp in? We're not going to have another one, at least not close to the front. So Archons have fallen. Zealots, they're all dead. But now here come more, only 1 Archon's dead actually. So, excuse me, Oracles have fallen, but here come more Zealots moving forward. Roaches have to guide backwards. 10, 11, 12 of them, and the big deal, the Queens are mostly gone. So, production is stifled. Warp Prism control is stifled, and Zealots and Archons trying to get on top of this. But this arc coming in from Dark is rather nice indeed. Even still, though, the Zealots are starting to really cause havoc. The Spore actually repositions to try to deal with the Warp Prism. Even still, though, it's getting dicey here. Dark, it feels like he has everything he needs to hold, but these Archons are getting such good shots on the Roaches. The Zealots as well, shuffling everything forward. herO committing to this, but he's running out of the buffer, and the Roach count continues to grow higher and higher. herO made us believe it looked like there was a shot, but 13 army supply to 68 is not encouraging for the Protoss. We'll put it that way. Not at all. But still, Archon drops, they're going to be on the menu. Too many roaches, though, to really enable that one for the most part. But more Zealots warp in, 10 at a time. I thought herO was just going to kind of go back and try something else. He has the second Robo. Third, oh, he's going 3 Robo Disruptor. Very cool. But no, he's going to commit to this once again. And Dark may have had the read that herO was never going to commit to this. Even still, though, he's got roaches here. It's going to be enough. Getting actually on top of the Archons as well. Drones are actually going to get pulled into the Archons. Don't want to lose too many of them. That's a little spicy there. As 10 more drones hit the deck, as Zealots into that 4th base. But still, hero's supply is just bad. Dark even had the time to build a couple more Ravagers, and those take almost 30 seconds now. I guess herO canceled. Wait, did herO lose a Robo? No, he didn't. I guess he canceled one of those Robos. He did have 2 Robos on the way with one already done, but I guess he just didn't. Realistically, affording triple disruptor is kind of hard. It is expensive, as these Zealots in the main base are not going to get that much done. And finally, Queens are back in enough numbers that this Warp Prism can be shooed away. The one saving grace, if we want to talk about that, though, for herO in this game is that last bit of pressure really didn't get much of anything whatsoever, is the fact that herO and Dark are on the same base count. Yes, Dark has more workers, but herO, Dark, both on 4 bases. And realistically, when we're looking at 4 bases here, Dark, you know, he's going to be oversaturated. I think. Or not. Never mind. I thought on 77 with how long this game had gone, he was going to be oversaturated in at least the main base, but no, I was wrong. I'm not too and you know, sometimes that happens, but now Disruptors are out in force, coming in from the right side, and hey, they get some decent connections. But again, we can see where if that radius was a little bit bigger, you know, it was nerfed by 0.15, a couple more roaches would have gone down. And that is always, I mean, they're just not quite as powerful as they once were, so it allows Dark to be a little bit more aggressive. Banelings come crashing on in to that 4th base. They knock down the stack defense, and here come the Lings on the counterattack. Nothing to keep these safe Banelings on the left side. Well, they're going to find a bunch of Archons, and that's not the fight that they really want. So Dark's not going to get much done there, but the Lings on the bottom right side, they're killing everything. In fact, the 4th base is now dead from herO. He's supply blocked. Lings, well, they shred, especially +2. So now herO has one choice, really, in this game. Is by the way, just want to point out, Observer's noticeably bigger. He has one chance in this game. He's got to make this game end right now. Banelings get pretty decent connections to start, as the Disruptors are actually going to get targeted down by the Lings. Very well done indeed. Archons, though, they're not falling just yet. Disruptor shots, they're just not landing. Dark with the incredible splits that we're seeing. Banelings should crash down on all. There we go. The Zealots are going to get canceled. It doesn't matter anyways, though, because the meat and potatoes of this army, the gravy even, will all go down. Lings find their way into the 3rd base as well. herO, he's had half the supply of Dark at this point. Dark is just, he's shredding. And again, you can talk all you want about how Protoss was hit hard in these nerfs and the buffs in the recent PTR. We're not seeing the effect of that. This is just Dark playing well, hitting him with stuff, and herO's builds not working out. Now, the argument can be made that herO is opting into the builds he's going for because he doesn't believe in the late game or something. But these roaches, well, they're going to get on top of, oh, good Disruptor shots there, but the Disruptors will fall anyways. No second shots for them. And again, the roaches, the Lings, they will continue to find their way forward. Archons, and they're dead. Dark, 2-0 lead. Folks, in the upper right, in the red, he's down 2. Can he make a comeback here? He's just, this Charge Blood Archon thing is just not working. It is herO. And in the bottom left, in the blue, up 2. With a couple spicy ways to open games, and certainly spicier ways to make the holds happen. He is Dark. Dark. But for the first time, we get to see Dark has to take his 3rd base as his natural. All is right with the world. We get to see Zerg doing Zerg things once again. Or Protoss doing Protoss things, I guess. So where do we go here in this game number 3? We've seen Stargate into Charizard Arc. Different ways to get about it. We saw Dark 12 pool in game 2. Oh, go away. I'm sorry, folks. There we go. I logged into Discord on the stream computer just so I could potentially co-cast with Steadfast, and then I forgot that this is I'm running the stream from my girlfriend's computer, even though I'm playing the. Don't ask. It's a jank setup. It's on my her PC is my old stream PC, or my old just everything PC, but it's got a 980 Ti. It's got a 7900K or 7970K. It's an old generation i7. And surprisingly enough, it actually can't run StarCraft at 60 FPS on 1080p, which is very weird, considering that PC was top of the line about 5 years after StarCraft was released. But hey, StarCraft gonna do StarCraft. Anyways, the natural right now for Dark is gonna get blocked. herO being obnoxious. He's got a probe there. Is he gonna do it again? herO, do it again. herO, please do it again. Where's my mouse? There we go. No, he's not going to get the block off. Probe gets the scout, though. So at the very least, he knows what's up. But okay, that runs into the third base. And nice job there on the Spore Cancel coming in from Dark. It was almost blocked. I mean, herO tried to body block the Spore from going down, but not quite enough. And the Adept is not going to complete that shade, and it is a Stargate opener from herO once again. Shouldn't surprise anyone. We've seen it almost every PvZ that herO has played recently. But where does he go from here? Like, that is the really... I am actually really surprised to not see any of the Double Forge builds. And it may just be that the 50% nerf on Shield Battery Overcharge power prevents that from happening, makes that a little too greedy. But we saw a lot in live. On 5010, the current state of the balance, we've started to see a lot of these defensive blink openings. Stargate into effectively herO style. But instead of opening, but instead of being aggressive with it, you stay at home and you go double forge. And then the Zerg tries to hit you at like 8 minutes and you already have 2-2. And it's really powerful if unpunished. Now, of course, if it's punished, it's kind of rough. But considering the fact that +1 is 7 seconds faster, and on the aggregate, assuming no chronos, +2 is 18 seconds. 18 seconds faster. You would think that we might see more of that, just taking advantage of what is arguably the single biggest buff that Protoss received. But no, we're not seeing that, and as we are only on, what is this, 3 gas? Yeah, seems like we're 3 gas for the moment. So it looks like, well, okay, no, never mind. Robo's on the way. So I guess this is going to be some sort of Charizard Archon variant once again. Normally, herO, if he's going blink, he doesn't get a Robo. He deals with proxy gateways if he puts anything on the other side of the map. But for now, Adepts being obnoxious. They don't have glaives. They're just here to force units not really out of Dark. So he stops droning as much as he would like. But if this is going to be Charizard Archon, where's our Templar Archives? Twilight, there we go. There's the charge. There. Okay, there we go. There's our Templar Archives. There's our charge. This will be done right around the 7-minute mark, give or take. It's maybe 6:30. And herO, he's just going for the same build once again, but I got to question it. Yeah, we've gotten into the mid-game in 3 different ways. But even still, this has not worked. The build that Dark is going for just seems to handle this very well. You get +1 lings very quickly. You get that Bailing Nest after you get your Roach Warren. You get a couple safety roaches when you've built yourself up on 3 bases. 4th base gets started. You don't get quite as hatchery greedy as you might otherwise do. If you're playing the 50-50, you get your 4th base and a macro hatch at the same time. But anyway, here come Zealots. Here come Adepts. Charge is not done. Zealots are just brought forward with the army. Charge is not going to be done for another about 20-30 seconds. But with the Oracles here, this might make something happen. More and more lings are on the way, but we don't have any roaches. Roach Warren is actually, oh, Dark did skip the, oh, this is a little bit spicy. Roach Warren was actually skipped this game. Hydra Den going down right now. We do get to see Dark play with those, and I would like to remind you all of what happened in the classic Dark series, where Dark actually did go Hydras on Data C. It actually ended up being a very late game, but it seems like Dark feels he can afford the timing of Hydras on bigger maps, just maybe not the smaller maps as much, which fair. Understandable. I do think herO postured with that, but he didn't get much done. He did force units out of Dark. He did force a lot of lings, and that is something. He did, I guess, delay the droning of Dark a little bit, but Dark's already on 83 workers. So I don't really know how much that was really delayed. I guess other things to point out, though, is the fact that Dark, he's going Hydras. Fine. Baneling speed mostly done, going double Evo. So he's going to get those Hydra upgrades going quickly. But we don't see Hydra speed first. And I kind of, with how much of a buff that is, Hydras are now faster than Banes with metabolic, was it metabolic? Anyway, Hydra speed, as the 5th base will get canceled. You figure that is going to be so impactful that you prioritize it. But I guess even still, you want that Hydra range. You want to be able to shoot over force fields better. You want to be able to shoot over your Lings and your Banelings better and just add more DPS to the fight. So even though Hydras can get closer, join the fight faster, the ranges, I guess, is just more important, especially if you're going to play defensively, as Dark has been doing thus far. But herO's army is scary. He's equal on army supply for the most part. He's got a couple disruptors. Now, no stasis traps going down. That was going to try to go down right now. Bailey should kill that off quite quickly, and there it will. Good surround coming in. But the Baileys don't get the best connections here to start, and if the Lings and the Banes go down, these Hydras are going to be food. That being said, good target fire. One Archon will fall, and Dark, he has to back up. He has to rebuild stuff, but so does herO. He needs more Warpins, more Zealots, more Disruptors, more Stasis Traps. herO tried to get greedy. He tried to get greedy with these Stasis Traps, putting them on the attack. But Dark triggered the Banelings appropriately, knocked them down, and oh, that Queen is a little bit far forward there, and well, no regicide for Dark, or for herO. It's not going to work out for him. No Dropper Lords. Dark did that actually with tremendous effect in the Classic series. He had 5 of them though, and just tore Classic's main base apart. But Dark here, he's maxed out. How many Banelings does he have though? He's on 20 Banes. We're just not looking at them right now as part of the main army. So a Zealot's on the right side. That's going to get scouted out by the Dropper Lords, but also the Dropper Lords will get scouted. So Dark, how are you reacting to this one? Oh, splits are actually, they're okay, but the Disruptors still get pretty nice shots, and it seems like Dark is going to commit to this fight. Meanwhile, of course, folks, Zealots in the 4th base causing problems, but there is a spine right now, at least allowing there for there to be time to get bought, and that allows the Lings to arrive, that allows the Banelings to arrive, and this should be dealt with. Meanwhile, though, herO into the front, Disruptor shots, they're going to go nice on a lot of these Banes, even still. I don't know that he's going to be able to push through here. The Hydra's on the high ground. Do we have Hydra speed? We do. So the Hydras, they're now speedy quick. There's actually Colossus joining the fray, but I worry about this here. I don't know that there's... no, there is. Okay, more Zealots join in, and the Banelings have fallen. But, oh, Baneling drops in the main base. herO's going to lose a lot of workers. Baneling drops into the 3rd base as well. And herO is suddenly down on 55 on 49 workers. He just lost 28 probes. So if Dark can stabilize, he's going to be fine. Actually, herO down on 36, but this army from herO is terrifying. He's got 30 army supply. He's got Colossus, he's got Disruptors, and there is nothing really that tanks these Colossus for the most part. Bailey's get decent connections, but well, the Stasis Trap is rather nice, and the Hydras are really struggling to join the fight in these chokes with the Colossus as they are. Lings and Banes, they go in good Disruptor shots, knocking down a lot of these Hydras, but even still, a lot of the chaff is going down, and now it's only the beef of this army as more Disruptors continue to fall. Dark taking a tremendously good trade against an army that's really hard to fight with pure Hydra Ling. There's so much bonus damage to light units that it's so hard to take this fight. But the Hydras move in. Banelings are going to get mostly canceled, I think. And that's a lot of dead drones. Dark, you got to run the other way on that one, bud. But we need more Banes. Dark, that's all he needs. More Banelings. He is able to take more Banes in a good flank. And he should be able to take this fight. Even still, though, I think he loses the 5th. But herO, he's not been rebuilding workers here. He's on 36, and that's where he will stay for the majority of the game, but he's going to start to knock down some of this economy. The 4th base of Dark now under threat. I don't know how much he can do about it. Even still, oh, that's a big Ling run by into the third base. Again, shutting down the economy of Dark even more as Dark tries to take a fight at the front. He does get the fourth base. herO does get the fourth base of Dark, so that's something at the very least. Those 73 workers are far less important than they otherwise would be. And the fifth base will fall here as well. So Dark now on 3 hatch, which is actually really key. Both, well, I think he's on 4. He's going to be on 4 hatch, but 3 bases. So his economy on 73 workers still in the gutter. He's got to find some way to remake that. As a couple Lings find the run by here. So that's these are +2 Lings. They're feisty. They kill things. But herO has enough money to rebuild just enough Zealots to make that defense happen. And Dark can't afford big, massive Ling run bys. Although he is long distance mining, that's nice. And he does have Vipers on the way. Eventually, these Colossus, these Disruptors, they're not going to be nearly as powerful as they are right now. But Dark needs to buy time as the army of herO moves in once again. Disruptor doesn't really get all that much, but the Vipers, again, they need time. I feel like Dark, he's got to almost give up this natural. Disruptor gets a lot of the Hydras and is now going to come down to 1 fight. Dark does not have any. He's on 2 bases. If he can make the fight happen, he's going to be happy, but it almost feels like there are just too many Robo units. Good splits, though, coming in from the Hydras for right now, but we're almost at the point where the Zealots can fight these Hydras, and you don't worry about the Robo units anymore. But still, 10 more Hydras are on the way, kiting on the right side. How good is that damage point buff, Dark? Well, it doesn't matter at all if you're running. So, Ling's in the main base. Knocking... herO's on 0 workers. Dark's on 2 bases. He's got a big surround set up. Where are our Vipers? That's the big question. There's actually nothing that counters them. No Stalkers, nothing like that. There they are, full of energy at the front. Lings, well, the cannons are going to knock those down, but herO has no economy anymore. So can this happen? Dark's army supplying, though. Dregs. He's trying to set up the surround, the best surround he possibly can. If he can abduct... Oh, wait, that's a horrible recall if Dark can pounce on this. Can Dark pounce? Oh, he doesn't see it. He doesn't bounce on it. And suddenly, Dark's not really... Funnily enough, Dark's still mining more, but he's still not mining all that much. He's only got 35 army supply. I guess he took a really horrible fight that we didn't see. Parasitic Bomb on top of the Warp Prism? I feel like you just abduct things on the high ground if you can, but I guess any damage at this point is valuable. You can actually... Did he Parasitic Bomb a Colossus? I'm not sure, but Dark cancels his hatch. He knows he needs the money here. Down 20 army supply, but if he gets good abducts, maybe that's going to be enough. And oh, no, okay, it's going to be base trade. Hydra is on the other side of the map. Dark, do you have drones on the map? Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever seen this, but he's Parasitic Bombing Colossus. You know, he might kill... He has enough Vipers. He might kill the Colossus here. There we go. Do it again. But he's only doing it on the... He's only doing it on the Colossus that have taken no damage. So drones, oh, yeah, actually, hey, you know what? We have the drone buff might actually kill off all these Zealots. So drones going down. I think that should be all of it. Yeah, Zealots have been dispatched here in the main base. Drones can go back to mining for the Hydra count. That's the question here. We're on 7 Hydras. Only this cluster at the right side. More and more Lings are going to get made. I'm honestly surprised it's Lings that Dark is making. He has enough gas to build more Hydras. This is such a cool late game. It's so intensely technical. You know what? A drone pull might... If he pulls drones with this army, is that going to do... I don't think so. More Parasitic Bombs, though, on top of the Colossus. They're going to have to split up here, and we're starting to get substantive damage done on top. If the Colossus go down, I don't even know that that's going to be enough to take this fight, but Colossus, one of them gets very low. Parasitic Bomb on the Warp Prism as well. Hydra drops in the main base in the third. herO's not really mining. The Hive is dead. And we're actually going to get to this point where the Vipers are not going to have enough HP on buildings to kill anything, or to rebuild their stuff. And the Hydras are dead. Okay, yeah, this should be it. herO played a excellent game. This is such a cool game, actually. But we're looking at 5 Hydras and 3 Vipers. And I don't... yeah, the Archons are just not enough. hero's rebuilding probes now. Dark is dead. Overlords are running away, and well, Parasitic Bombs. I mean, Parasitic Bombs on Colossus is kind of cool. But even if the Colossus fall down, the rest of the army, I think, is just too strong. One Colossus is dead, though. And Dark is mining. Hydras will kill the War Prism, but it's still only... There's just too much splash damage for the drone pull to matter at all. Dark's going to try to make a last-second shot here. Well, Disruptors, they're all chasing everything, but actually, their shots aren't the best. It does not matter, though. Dark loses the bait. What a cool game. In the upper left, folks, in the red. There we go. In the red. He's down a game in this series, but he played a really cool base trade in game number 3. It is herO. And on the bottom right, in the blue. He's still up a game, and his parasitic bomb's not quite getting the Colossus down well enough. It is Dark. I cannot help but feel that Dark misplayed that. I know, that's super complicated gameplay. Oh, herO's gonna block. Oh. Dark does get his natural up, but herO, that's a pretty late natural, all things considered. Yes, it's on 16 supply, but you want that a little faster. So, well done there by herO to be a little annoying. Okay, so where do we go here? Dark's up 2-1, and I think he should be up 3-1. I think he should be up 3-0. I think he should have won that series, to be totally honest. But in all fairness, that's a really technical late game and hard to figure out, regardless of whether we're on the balance patch, regardless of whether we're on the real game. Who knows? That's a late game base trades like that when it's Hydraling Bane versus a couple Colossus and a lot of splash. And what do you abduct? When do you abduct? Do you run across the map? Where does your even screen want to be? We saw a couple times where Dark had Hydras, but he wasn't able to kite with them appropriately, and Archons were able to put them in corners and kill them off as part of that base trade. herO lost, or not herO, Dark lost significant army supply off of those Hydras. And if he'd been able to take them, have them trade better, because again, third faster damage point, much faster Hydra speed, he can kite those Archons, but only if he's actively microing them. Meanwhile, herO can A-move those Archons on top of the army. The micro imperative is far less for him. And that allows him to go and fight the main army just a little bit more, which meant that he could micro those Colossus, send the disruptor shots, deal with banelings as he needed to. So I think in that base trade, the composition that Dark had just didn't quite work out for him, as well as it was maybe a bit of a compositional advantage in how much each player had to micro multiple different armies. But anyways, it's going to be 4-gate glaives coming out of herO in this game number 3. And hey, you know what? It's Cosmic. Cosmic is a terrible map for Protoss. And I like that. Okay. It's not just going to be 3-gate glaives. We're going to see a rehash of what happened in game number 1, where herO goes 3 or 4-gate glaives, but he gets a Dark Shrine behind it. And Dark was not ready for that. Dark was not ready for the Twilight follow-up, or the Dark Shrine follow-up at all. He didn't get spores. The only time he noticed what was happening was when the Dark Templar actually warped in. But through some clutch blind baneling detonations to kill off all the DTs, or the majority of them, and some great body blocking as well, the DTs never even found a base. They never got any damage done, and from that point onwards, Dark was dead. Or herO was very down. But ooh, look at this. We're around 38. Dark is, oh no, never mind. Dark is not going for the all-in. I was like, oh wow, he's responding to the glaives. But the interesting thing, he's going for, I think it was Solar that did this maybe it was Dark. I can't remember. The standard hold, where you go and you up to 41 drones, you get a bunch of lings to start, lings and queens, you build a roach horn behind that, you build roaches. It's pretty standardized. was developed by DRG. It's called the DRG hold for a reason. This one is a little bit more avant-garde. You spend less on the roaches. You actually spend net less gas overall, and you get 3 Ravagers. You drop vials on the head of the head of the army, and it goes well if you get those vials properly. But if you don't, it's kind of pain. And you build roaches. You build 3 roaches. You build the Ravagers immediately, so we're not seeing the impact really of the Ravager nerf. You're still building those far in advance. The Ravager nerf we're really going to see in the middle of fights when Ravagers start to fall, or if there's an all-in where you start to build a bunch of Ravagers, something like that. So again, the DTs will not find value here. herO actually committing to this pretty hard. You would think he might just turn this into a DT drop, but he's actually keeping those as or turn this into an Archon drop, but he's actually keeping those as Dark Templar for quite a while. It's here come the Ravagers, here come the Lings looking for that surround, but instead the Lings, they're going to zone out the Ravagers are going to zone out the Adepts for the most part. Lings, they just get a cancel on the 3rd base, even with the defensive Dark Templar. It really will not get all that much done, but here we go. Oh, what a trap there against the wall. 1 Ravager will fall, and now he's going to try to find more. As the Ravagers, they try to run away. They got to get back to the safety of their detection, and it seems like they will be able to do so for the most part. But we still, okay, we do have a lair now. And now Overseers are going to get started, but herO immediately punished for the glaive play. The Adepts, they get nothing done. They posture a little bit. They have to run back home. And the Dark Templar, when they got a Ravager, it was a sick catch. The block against the wall like that, but it's still not enough. As Lings again, they sharken, but this time there are too many Adepts. As the DTs again go for it, but now there's detection for it. So Queens, they split off, and herO's not getting much done with this. And I like what Dark's response is. Because of this play, he knows that there's no Stargate, nothing to really tangibly in a really painful way counter mutas. So he's going Spire. He's putting it in a spot that is actually very difficult for herO to scout, unless he puts an observer in there or something, and that's not going to happen because the Spore has vision. Really, it's only going to happen if the Warp Prism is there. So Ling's actually going to get actually, I don't know how much I like this. He's going to get some of the Adepts coming in from the pressure from herO. His 3rd base is just barely done, but he's got more gateways done. He's actually going for significant pressure coming in right as the Spire completes. So that means Dark, the money that he saved up for all of these mutas, that's going to have to be in Roaches and Ravagers to make something happen. Lings make a good split, but the Disruptor gets low. This is not going to be something right now where the Disruptor falls. Lings don't have the damage for that. But what they can do is maybe Roaches or Lings or something in the ensuing fight. They knock the Disruptor down before anything happens in earnest. So Baneling's now warping in. +1 melee or +1 range is done. And Dark, despite the situation, this pressure coming in, is still committing to those mutas. He does not have enough. He does not have as many as he previously did. But it's still going to be something as this Baneling run by gets nothing done. Damage to Stalkers, I guess. But you want a little bit more than that. So here comes the pressure from herO. He wants to go to game number 5. Is this going to be enough? Disruptor just gets split against Roaches. Not many of them do go down. Second shot goes out, and it doesn't get much either. But there's a 3rd Disruptor here. A 3rd wing was made, and that actually gets a lot of these Ravagers on the right side as well. Miss Rally coming in from Dark at this point, and suddenly it's a little spicy. Dark has a +20 army supply, but realistically, a lot of that's in the mutas. This is a scary army from herO right now, as mutas will fly into the main base. Only 5 of them, so they don't ravage the mineral lines quite as quickly. They're still killing off enough, though, that herO, he does have a decision to make. Does he go home? Does he try to defend? Does he get aggressive here? And it seems like he does want to knock this 4th base down. So Roaches, actually no Banes, but more Ravagers have been made. Disruptor is going to go. It's going to get like 1 Roach. And now here comes the fight. In earnest, Biles are actually going to be really nice indeed. How good are the splits? Actually, they're going to be really nice. Disruptor's now getting targeted down. But hey, folks, guess what? Guardian Shield is working really well here until the Biles knock them all down. Suddenly, the sentries are all dead. herO is dead. Mutas, they knock down just enough. And the fight from Dark, the splits, and really those Biles to kill the sentries. Beautiful. Well played there from Dark. He is your champion of our first EPT Cup on the new balance patch.